Hey guys, I definitely did not plan on uploading this video, obviously. As you guys can tell, this is being filmed on my iPhone, and I've already uploaded a video today, so this was not scheduled at all, but it's something that I need to talk about, and I have heard so many things on social media for the past, week or so about using your voice. And I know that I don't have a huge platform here on YouTube, but I do have a platform. And I want to talk about this new Trump ruling on the Affordable Care Act. I'm not 100%, political, and I don't really know much that goes on in politics because I choose to stay that way. It's just a lot of a headache. And I know a lot of people are going to say, being ignorant is probably not the best way to handle it. But with all that aside, I am here to talk about, I'm actually wanting to speak to Trump and his administration as a whole. I am a 26-year-old male to female transgender woman. Okay. So I want to know how, if I walk in to a hospital, an emergency room, a doctor's office, how are you going to be able to tell people to look me in the face and tell me that they can no longer help me because I am transgender? Just let that sink in, honestly. Also, for health insurance companies, I got a breast augmentation, and this was 2 years ago, okay? I, at the time, had to fight for my breast augmentation to be covered. I went through 3 rounds of them reviewing my application for my breast augmentation and then an external appeal. And it was finally determined that it was medically necessary. And yes, I understand. To a lot of people, a boob job is cosmetic. I understand. But in my situation, like being born and having to grow up and having to develop as a male, which is what I was born as, and to have to, medically transition, because that is how I could survive. Like, there would be no way for me to continue my life as a male if I never transitioned. The depressive dark hole that I was in and the way that I hated my body, there'd be no way for me to wake up every single day and continue my life. Not at all. So, yes, these surgeries are medically necessary for transgender individuals. And you may not agree. You may be a Trump supporter, like, woohoo. Honestly, I don't understand how. At this point, I really don't understand how. Like, before, I could see why you would just kind of look past certain things. But at this point, is this really what we're going to be doing? It's 2020. I am planning on having sexual reassignment surgery this year. I would have had it already if the coronavirus did not cause all of the issues that were happening. Imagine what happens when I go to have sexual reassignment surgery and now my insurance company looks at me and says, I'm sorry, we don't find that medically necessary. We're not going to be covering it. I want you guys to understand how much sex reassignment surgery costs. $20,000. $20,000. To turn my male genitalia into female. I do not have the money to pay that out of pocket. I don't, honestly. And if I were to have to continue the rest of my life with the body that I'm currently in, there's no way. There's no way. I can't and I won't. I have made it this far. I've transitioned for 4 long, tough years. And I'm so ready for it to be over. And I know my transition will never really be over. But my surgical transition, I'm ready for it to be done. I don't want any more surgeries after sex reassignment surgery. I don't want any. I feel so bad for the young transgender youth, that are growing up in this time of the Trump administration. It's sad. It really is. I read the article, hand to God, sitting at my kitchen table with my mother, my father, my boyfriend, my brother, his girlfriend, and I cried. I sobbed. and I cried. For the simple fact is that I'm so afraid that I'll get stuck in this body. The body that I cannot stand. Get stuck in this for the rest of my fucking life. We are in 2020. Transgender people are valid. Bisexual people are valid. Black lives matter. I don't understand why there has to be so many big movements for people to really get it through their head. I don't understand. I never will understand. But what I will do is I will continue to fight for my rights as a trans woman. I will continue to fight for my friends' lives as Black men and women. I will continue to fight for the LGBTQ community, for everybody. Because there's honestly no reason for the stuff that goes on. I just want Trump and his administration to understand that people are people. Simple. Trans, cis, Black, white, Asian, biracial, all of it. It's crazy. I'm sorry, guys. This was very random. I hope you guys, you know what I mean, enjoyed this. But now more than ever, the LGBTQ, especially the trans community, needs you. Thanks, guys.